Guys, first regardsman here, I'll be talking about a heavy bolt rifle tactical build for Space Marine 2 past 12 to one-shot bosses and cull through hordes with the Kraken Penetrator rounds perk. Now, the heavy bolt rifle variant I'm taking today is the firepower version, mainly because you get the full benefit of both body shot and headshot damage on this version, on top of having a great ammo efficiency. Now, you could pick up the heroic version if you want to. The grenade launcher attachment is pretty ridiculously powerful at the moment, but I'm taking this one because I do want to build around the generally new perk here, which is Kraken Penetrator rounds. Bolt weapons penetrate one more enemy. Non-headshot damage is increased by 50%. The body shot damage here feels very strong on a heavy bolt rifle. It's also just a ton of fun to play around with. You really notice this on like Hormagon swarms and stuff like that, and having that bonus damage, I think it feels really good on tactical in general and really powerful on the heavy bolt rifle especially. Now, for the perk tree here, I do take the perk Headhunter first. Headshots deal 10% more damage. Even though you don't have like the headshot version on this weapon, you actually have the highest headshot damage of all versions on this gun, even over the scoped variant, which is pretty funny. That's just the way the firepower version is in the game, so perks like this are quite strong. Next perk here is Adamant Hunter. When your health is below 30%, headshots will deal 25% more damage. This is a very strong perk when it actually triggers, though I will say it's usually not up for that long, because when you are below 30% HP, that also puts you in the threshold to actually trigger the perk over here, Rapid Health. When your health is below 30%, killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores your health by 10%. So if you do have like Hormagons or Spore Mines around you with Kraken Penetrator rounds, it is very easy to trigger this over and over, and you won't actually be below this 30% HP threshold for very long. But when it is up, it's a pretty substantial bonus. Next perk here is Fast Reload into the perk here, Able Reload. These ones don't matter too much. I mean, Fast Reload is pretty good, but Able Reload gives you back an instantaneous reload on a class ability, but Auspex Scan has like a 90-second cooldown in base, which kind of sucks, so I would not really take this for that. But we mainly pick this one up so we can go all the way down the top tree here without like missing some perk points. Next perk here is Headhunter, up here into the perk Tactical Precision. Headshots deal 20% more damage, and non-headshot damage it decreases by 10%. Now, unfortunately, you do lose 10% damage on your body shots here as well. That does kind of suck, but Kraken Penetrator rounds is a 50% buff, so even if you lose 10% on that, it's really not too bad, and the headshot damage is definitely worth it in my opinion. Next perk here is Great Might, down here to increase capacity for more ammo. Then I go up here into the perk Recoupment. Killing a Majoris or higher enemy with a headshot with this weapon restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. This perk is so valuable if you are fighting against Bramble guys, snipers, Tyranid Devourers, and stuff like that. When you are taking ship damage in this game, being able to instantaneously recover armor while like you're sitting in a Bramble mine is super nice for CHP recovery, because usually the way it works is that if you're in a Bramble, you'll be losing your HP, your CHP will be slowly draining, so getting one armor back will suddenly make the armor take the chip damage, and now whatever you're shooting will recover your HP. So a really good option for that, and really powerful option in general. Next perk here is Rapid Health, for the reasons I previously mentioned. Moving here to the perk Perpetual Penetration for even more shot penetration, mainly because with Kraken Penetrator rounds, your penetration value goes up tremendously, because usually you don't actually get any headshot damage multipliers unless they line up their heads perfectly for you. But if you're getting bonus body shot damage on top of this, the penetration is quite strong. Final perk here is Divine Might for a 10% damage increase, and that's pretty much all there is for the heavy bolt rifle here. Now, for the secondary, I do take the Rate of Fire Plasma Pistol, mainly because the stagger here is very nice to have. The CHP recovery is a bit faster than the heavy bolt rifle is. I do want to say the heavy bolt rifle does have a strong contested health recovery on this build. It's by no means like a terrible item for that. It's just that the plasma pistol is a bit faster, and that stagger can definitely help you out with certain enemies. Now, for the perk tree here, it is built as usual. Let's go down the top tree for ammo. This is like the only good way to set up the plasma pistol, in my opinion, currently. The ammunition perks like Efficient Charge, Plasma Collection, on top of stuff like Perpetual Velocity for more shot charge speed, and Blast Radius for more of a damage radius on your charge shots. These are just too good to pass up, so I would set up this way. Now, alternatively, you could pick up the heavy bolt pistol on the relic tier or heroic version. Doesn't really matter what you want. The way I would set that up is going down the bottom tree like this, all the way up into perks like Discipline. I'll talk about this for a second here, is that the reason we don't go down the bottom tree is that Able Damage is a class ability, so, excuse me, it's a class ability buff. So when you're using your class ability on the Auspex Scan, that's not up as often as, say, like a jump pack on an assault class. You don't get the full benefit from this perk, and building up here for Discipline is just way better, because a 25% buff while you're at low ammo, that is much stronger for tactical in my experience. Now, I will say, You could go down the top tree, but like when it comes to setting up the heavy bolt pistol in general, I would just go down the bottom tree because that's where you get the perk Death Strike, which gives you a 25% buff on a melee kill of a Majoris or higher enemy, which is a very strong option, though I will say this is also stronger on the Assault class because you will lose this buff if you swap off your secondary. If you don't have your secondary equipped, you will not actually get this buff at all, so just keep that in mind. That's pretty much everything there is for the secondary option. Now, for the melee weapon, we do take the Power Gladius. So the main reason I picked this one up is that on this build, we do not have very strong boss damage at all. If you take the Argent Edge, your heavy bolt pistol, or excuse me, your heavy bolt rifle will be in a much better spot for like a survivability and damage, but your boss damage will be horrifically lacking. This weapon does allow you to one-shot Carnifexes on this build, or damn near one-shot them, on top of things like Hellbrutes, so really good for that. And also a 7+ speed here is very strong for Horde clear, which is much better than the 3+ speed on the Argent Edge. Now for the perk tree here, the hero perk effect is Agile Strike. After a perfect dodge, the next melee attack deals 120% more damage and can be stacked up to 3 times. Now there's also a hidden effect here where after the initial attack, the damage bonus here will last for an additional 1 second, which does mean you can do like one Shadow Stab into a Skull Crusher and just one-shot a Carnifex in a combo. A really strong option for that, which I do perform multiple times in the actual gameplay portion. Now, for the perk tree, we do take Perpetual Strength into the perk here Kinetic Energy. Each consecutive heavy attack increases heavy attack melee damage by 3% up to 30% for 3 seconds. This does have a 7+ speed, so Kinetic Energy is a very strong option on it, because you actually do trigger these consecutive attacks quite often. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, up here into Perpetual Strength again for another damage increase. Moving here into the perk Heavy Onslaught, heavy attacks with this weapon deal 15% more melee damage. This will actually buff up the Shadow Stab damage as well, which is why you definitely want to pick this up, because we are trying to kill bosses, and Shadow Stab is like the premier option for that, so you definitely pick both of these up pretty much all the time. Next perk here is Reeling Blow up into the perk Tide of Battle, and the final perk is Terminus Slayer for 20% more melee damage against Terminus, because we are trying to kill bosses, and that's the main reason you take a Power Gladius, in my opinion, at least on this build. Now, for the perk tree here, we do start off with Kraken Penetrator rounds. Bolt weapons penetrate one more enemy, and non-headshot damage increased by 50%. This is very strong for Horde clear, pretty good for bosses that you're shooting in the back. Overall, this is my favorite perks on the tactical currently anyway, so I would definitely grab it for this. Though if you want to take Balanced Distribution, you could do that. I just prefer this option. Next perk here is Heightened Vigor. After a perfect time parry, block, or dodge, you will deal 10% more melee and gun strike damage, do not lose control of heavy hits, and cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. When I'm taking a Power Gladius, I do prefer this option. If you're using a fencing weapon like the Argent Edge or a fencing chainsword, you could take Relentless Pursuit, you could take Versatility. These are good perks. It's just the no knockback helps you out a lot with balanced weapons, so I do pick it up here. Next perk here is Emperor's Vengeance. Killing a Majoris or higher enemy restores your weapon's ammo by 1 magazine. Cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. The cooldown is 30 seconds. This just gives you infinite ammo on your heavy bolt rifle, so I pretty much always pick this up. Without this, you will probably run out, though I will say if you really want to take like Emperor's Judgment or Steady Aim, you could. I just wouldn't take these unless you have like a pretty reliable team, because otherwise you're going to run out if you're just trying to kill everything yourself. Next perk here is Aligned Aim. Range damage increases by 15% for all team members. I just prefer this perk. I mean, it makes the heavy bolt rifle feel way better, also makes the effectiveness of your Kraken Penetrator rounds here feel better, and also your plasma pistol, so pretty good option overall. Though Secure Stockpile giving a 60-second equipment recharge to your entire team, that is obviously a god tier perk in Space Marine 2, so if you want to take this, you definitely could. Next perk here is Vital Data. An Extremis or Terminus level enemy restores your Auspex scan charge by 50%. This is just an amazing perk for cooldown. You really just want Auspex, Extremis, and Terminus in this game anyways, and usually an Extremis will like be in a pack of Majoris if you want to kill Majoris in the first place, so a really valuable option and much better than say like priority targeting, and especially target lock in my opinion. Next perk here is Precise Calibration, so we can combine it with the perk here Concentrated Fire. This gives you 195% extra damage to your Auspex scan damage bonus when you combine them together, though I will say they will lose the mark when they leave the scanned area. That does kind of suck. You have to make sure that you know the proper moveset of a Carnifex, a Hellbrute, or a Neurothrope. But once you have that down, once you actually know how to properly place this, that 195% buff with a 60% longer lasting Auspex is incredibly valuable for like all hordes in the entire game, and being able to do that to a boss is going to let your entire team nuke it, or you just one-shot it off your Power Gladius. So a really amazing perk combo here. Final perk here is Radiating Impact. A melee finisher additionally deals significant AoE damage in a 10-meter radius. The cooldown is 90 seconds. A 90-second cooldown on a one-shot of every Majoris in a 10-meter radius is ridiculously potent in Space Marine 2. You pretty much always pick this up on a tactical class. It is by far the best signature perk. This is one of the best signature perks in the entire game. It will bail you out of so many situations, and a 90-second cooldown is not very long at all, so definitely grab this one. Now, for the prestige perk options, it's pretty standard here. I take Acuity for headshot damage, then I go down here into Resilience for more stim HP, Fortitude for more HP, and then we also pick up Skilled Supplier or Second Look. Both of these are up to you, though I will say Second Look is way less valuable on a concentrated fire build, mainly because if you miss your concentrated fire, you have to wait for the Auspex scan zone to like completely run out before you'll actually get back charge from it. And if anything enters it in that period, it will not like actually trigger this. Just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much everything there is for this build, guys. The firepower heavy bolt rifle is still a pretty strong option. I have not seen a lot of people talk about this recently because all the focus is on the heroic heavy bolt rifle, but both of these are very strong at the moment. Kraken Penetrator rounds is a very fun perk to use, and hopefully this build guide helped you. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. And if you want to catch me live to ask me questions about the game or just come hang out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description alongside a link to my community Discord. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye.
Magazine in.
Which achievement is the most pain in the ass for you? I don't even know what the achievements in this game even are. I don't remember. Starting on Argent Edge this time. It's a rarity, really. Mike killed him too quickly, that's awkward. Good. Ow. I like how I'm always using the wrong voice for a Space Wolf now. Oh, that's funny. Dude, why can't you give me like little swarms like this all the time? It's actually fun. A lot of guys.
This is our killing ground, brothers. Keep up. Reloading. My weapon is dry.
I've vastly improved the game and can completely lethal as he jumps to absolute huge or slightly more difficult. It's just slightly more difficult. You have to deal with the same enraged enemies, and the spawns are a little bit worse, but it's really not too bad. Really not too bad at all.
Reporting in. Team has arrived at the Imperial Guard encampment. Salasa, you need to acquire the Astra Militarum demolition.
For some reason, they don't like how the heavy bolter sounds. The heavy bolter or the heavy bolt rifle?
Source one from any soldier you see, alive or otherwise.
Probably been a mistake. I should just shot those guys first, huh? Ow, ow. The rifle, what you're using? Oh. I mean, it does sound a little dull, I guess.
Brothers, I hope you're having better
YouTube stream is fried, you got it fixed. I think you just need to read which one you're on. The mobile stream. Oh yeah, absolute difficulty has 2 bosses per map. That's also true. Just forgot about that. I haven't played on lethal difficulty in forever. I do have a whole difficulty video guide, if you're curious. Is Argent Edge the heroic fencing knife better than the heroic power fist? Yes. Maybe not in terms of like how easy it is, but actually. Yeah, the heroic power fist is probably the easiest weapon in the entire game. Hammer of Dorn, nice, you know it. Okay. Saw someone comment about Outriders. You missed that game. Outriders? That's an old ass game. Was a branded model of mouse? It is mouse 1, sequel to mouse. Actually, no. Prequel to mouse 2. I don't fucking know. I ain't that kind of gamer. This ain't that kind of game, brother. You don't need like a particular like epic mouse for Space Marine 2. Right, cool. Awesome. We have Admin Hunter active now. Hey, that damage reduction they get when they're dodging. So fucking obnoxious. Ah, relic. We might need that, but we do have rapid health on this gun. At least we have infinite ammo, right, chat? Someone's got to ask FTG what his mouse DPI is one day. Got no clue. I just have 3 settings on this mouse. I just use like setting 2. This is actually a mouse I had to go pull out from like my my downstairs on my old computer. Another one broke. Greetings, FTG. How goes the stream? Pretty well. Pretty well. Oh boy. Maybe a little worse now. By the Power Gladius is peak. That was a little further up than I wanted it to be. Get a little worse how I walked into it. Let's fight Tau in Space Marine 3. That's not. That was almost a rough boss fight. Why do you guys want Tau? Okay. Definitely try the knife build because that's crazy damage. Well, I'll have a video on it eventually. I mean, but you can really use this knife setup with any weapon, as long as you take the aspects.
Arriving at the objective now. You are making good time.
This build is pretty good horde clear, but the big thing about the heavy bolt rifle here is that you don't have a ton of boss damage on this build, which is why we take the Power Gladius.
Let us finish what the
Kind of makes up for that.
Use the codes to prime the bomb and finish its deployment into the crude Prometheum well. Cautiously, if you know what is good for you.
Alright, see this.
Deployment has begun. Rights of activation have been observed. The generators humbling the machine god's name. Crane sequencing initialized. Delivering payload. We must intercept the generator too. Potential heretical sabotage of generator 2. Secure immediately.
Oh, there's big eyes. There.
Silence the one who calls for help. Let us spare the machine further harm.
You can think of the 5 tier 1s. Very nice of you.
X-axis aligned by the Omnissiah's will. The first leg of this race is behind us. Overwatch needed on Generator 1. Unsanctioned mechanical adjustments in occurrence of Generator 1. Follow only the divine protocols. Disengage. Its head splits like overripe fruit. My axis aligned. Margin of error 0.0 nanometers.
How many gifted subs to run some hard siege to go? Hard siege? What wave is the better question? It's a long time.
Brothers, we are almost there. Hold generator 3, brothers.
I'd say wave 15, I would do that for like 5 or 10 gifted. I'd say nothing above 5 gifted for wave 15. That's pretty quick, actually. Anything above like 20, 25, 20, 25, that can take like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I do that for 10. And sometimes I'll just do it because I feel like it. But ain't today. I'll do more siege runs. We'll be doing a ton of siege runs when the new update comes out, so look forward to that. I'll probably ask Froggy and Bricky if they would like to play, or Sandman. I know he wants to play this game too. Actually, Sandman's been asking for siege runs for a while. He wants to get his 15 helmet. Doesn't have it. He's also been playing around with the Custodes mod a lot. Raise Wicked at the Prime. What's considered a high wave for hard siege depends on the build, depends on the team, you know? I would say for majority of the player base, anything above 25 is like... I don't even know what percentage of players is actually doing that in this game. Not a lot. Obviously, you can push past 40 with like players that know what they're doing, especially with no metas now, but the majority of the player base, 30 plus. What is the siege mode update? Probably like May. BTS is coming. We'll be doing that.
Swapping out magazine. Smells like fresh munitions.
Mildly dangerous. Taking that one gun strike when he was cut up on the ground, that was a big mistake. Not done that. Could have gone down for that. We had a relic, but still. How do you feel about the grenade launcher heavy rifle? It's really good. Definitely better than this one. Siege is fun, but kind of has no good rewards in my opinion. Really gives more rewards for playing Siege in the next update. They could be accolades. Probably like a new helmet and something. I think the mode will always be a secondary mode just because of the way the game is set up, and operations is just the dynamic kind of mission that people want, but still good.
No turning back now. The Xenos hunt us. Teach them who is the prey. Magazine out. Magazine in.
god, there's so much shit. Where are these spawns the other games? Come on. Give me more Minoras. That's like it knows I have heavy bolt rifle, I swear to god. Oh, so H20 isn't a sweat at all for y'all? I mean, it depends on who you're playing with, you know. No one can fault you if H20 is hard for you. Not everyone's running like the perfect setup. Like if you're in like a team that knows what they're doing, wave 20 is kind of a breeze. But like, you know, if you're trying to get people to 25, even just like one other person, even a duo, like the downs can happen, just happens. That's how the game goes. Radiating impact alone is more DPS than Vanguard. Well, yeah, I don't think Vanguard has much of anything that can straight up one shot. Even on the impact, won't one shot a. He wants to come up. He wants to. I should have done. That's not what I was expecting. I want him to do the melee. Stop range spamming me, please. Not more. And they say it's not practical. And they say that the Power Gladius is not practical, dude. It's very practical. All you have to do is just kill the first reinforcement wave, you just skip the second one. Or you go straight to the second one with a dead boss. If there was a different chaos faction for the game, which one would you choose? World Eaters, straight up. That's actually a really easy answer. We love Power Gladius, we definitely do. We're trying to complete all the ordeals for Siege just around 25, I think. All 5 sectors. That would take a bit. That would take a bit. We did that for somebody before, Hayes and I did, but it did take us a minute. I know Sandman wants that too. He wants the 15 helmet and the 25 for the ordeal. Yes, you love World Eaters? Me too, brother. Fucking love World Eaters. with us?
Alright, there we go.
Just means more to carve. Frag bomb outbound. Auspex opticals calibrate. My Auspex cannot even
They're right.
compute their numbers.
I bet that Night Lord section should be terrifying. I don't think Astartes would be scared of Night Lords personally. Maybe some of them would be, but definitely not the ones we want. Definitely not the ones we want, guys. Break such a wellspring of potential content.
Main
True.
swarm sighted. We await your signal, Captain. Dig in. We need that bomb triggered for optimal yield. Orbital scan estimates the bulk of the swarm will not be in position for a while yet. Keep your heads and get it done. I see them coming, brothers. Plenty for everyone. Reloading. Got that sword from brothers. Slow and slow. Eliminate. The bulk of the swarm is continuing along the predicted path. Continue holding. Magazine out. Magazine in. This is our killing ground, brothers. Keep up. Army up. Auspex ready to scan. We must shore up our perimeter.
JJ with the 50 FTG memberships. God damn. That is nuts, brother.
See those scattered mines.
What fucking wave did you want? You want wave 100? You got it, brother. No problem.
Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up.
we got here. So many Hormigons. Look at this shit. There's probably like 1,000 kills in this match, easy. A lot of Hormigons this time. This is an interesting seed.
The swarm has almost fully committed. Be ready for my mark.
Right, say fight wrath, like that. We do like that.
You are clear to detonate. Cook those rotten bastards. Yes,
Too many Goths, like 3 Norman's fault? True. Which variant is this for the heavy bolt rifle? This is firepower, it's not headshot. This is the firepower variant. The headshot one's the scope version.
Swarm annihilation confirmed.
Oh, I'm not gonna leave that for the guardsmen. Where are they?
Move to extract. Thunderhawk arriving at evac point. Wrap down and ready. We can make it. Keep going.
Chapters, that's his Hammers of Dorn.
Extraction complete.
Otherwise known as Peak.
Returning to orbit. Commendable work, brothers. You honor your chapter. Be ready
What
for
difficulty is this?
rearm,
Is absolute.
refit, and redeploy.
No, South, I think it's tier 1. Dorn for the win. We do love Dorn. Look at that. See, 1,000 kills, 61,000 range damage. It's about